All right, well, today we are going to be looking at how to calculate formula mass. Sometimes it's also called molecular mass, sometimes it's called molecular weight, but it's basically pretty much the same thing and it's calculated the same way. So, first thing you need is something to figure out the formula mass of. So here we have calcium phosphate. And you need to be able to write the correct formulas, because if the formula is wrong, then your formula mass is going to be wrong. Even if you calculate the correct formula mass for the wrong formula, it's still wrong. All right. So first thing we want to do is we want to make a list of the different elements that are in the formula. So let's look at this. We have calcium, and then this is phosphate, but we have to break it up. Whenever you have a polyatomic ion, we break it up into the individual elements. So this is phosphorus, and then we have oxygen there. So we have calcium, phosphorus, oxygen. And then the next thing we need to do is figure out how many do we have of each element. So we have up here, we have a subscript of 3 for calcium. Right, so we have 3 calcium. And then we have phosphorus. Now look, there is, if we look at the formula up here, we have 1 phosphorus in the parentheses, but there's a 2 outside. So 2 times 1 is 2 phosphorus. We have 4 oxygens in the parentheses. 4 times 2 gives us 8 oxygens. So whenever you have parentheses, and let's see, whenever you have parentheses around phosphate, for example, this 2, it's just like in math class. This 2 gets multiplied times everything inside. And remember, even though phosphorus doesn't... Oh, what did I do? Sorry. Oops. Wait, I went crazy. I went to the next slide. Sorry. So even though phosphorus doesn't have a subscript, remember we don't write subscripts of 1, so it's really 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 phosphorus, 2 times 4 is 8 oxygens. All right? Sorry, I'm a little back and forth on that. So step 3, find the mass of each element and multiply the number of each element by its mass. So we have 3 calciums, 2 phosphorus, 8 oxygen. So you look on the periodic table, the mass of calcium is 40.08. So we got 120.24. Phosphorus is 30.97. Gives us a total of 61.94. And then we have 8 oxygens times 16 is 134. And sometimes you need to be careful with oxygen, because that, I know it looks like a 0, like maybe that's 80, but that's really an oxygen. And then we just add them up. So we got 120.24, 61.94, and 128. So that gives us a total of 310.2 AMUs. And these are atomic mass units. And this is what we're going to use for our label for now. So that's basically how you find formula mass. Figure out how many elements, how many atoms of each element are in the formula, multiply for each element the number times its mass, and then add it up. Let's look at a couple more examples. So potassium chloride. We have 1 potassium, we have 1 chloride. There's the masses for potassium and chloride, so we're just multiplying by 1, so they basically stay the same. As a question on my daughter's 3rd grade math last night, what happens when you multiply any factor times 1? It's the same. So we end up with 74.55 AMUs. All right, let's look at this. We have iron 3 oxide. So we have iron, we have oxygen, 2 irons, 3 oxygens. Find the masses on the periodic table, do the math, and we should end up with about 159.7 AMUs. Here's the answer. Let's look at the problem now. So we're going to try to get 342.2 AMUs. So I should have that fixed. We have aluminum nitrate. So once again, we just need to be careful when we have these parentheses. We're going to multiply everything inside by 3. So we have 1 aluminum. There's 1 nitrogen in the parentheses times 3 nitrogens. We have 3 oxygens in the parentheses. 3 times 3 is 9 oxygens. Look up the masses for each. Multiply. Add it together. Oh, that wasn't the answer. That must be, I don't even know what that's the answer. That's the mysterious answer. So 213.0 AMUs is our answer for aluminum nitrate. All right, ammonium nitrate must be 342.2 AMUs. So, well, wrong again. So here's a couple more. I think at this point, hopefully you've got the idea. We can get lots of practice in class if you need it. That's kind of out of order. So you can go through the work, check these, see if you've got these right. I think the big thing here would be, look, in aluminum sulfate, you would have 3 sulfurs. You got O4, so that would be 12 oxygens. Same thing here. Once again, in nitrate, there's a 3 in front, so you could just go multiply your answer times 3. Or you could go, oh, I got 3 coppers because there's a 3 in front. I have 2 nitrogens times 3, 6 nitrogens. I have 6 oxygens times 3, 18 oxygens, and do the problems from there. So that's formula mass, and if you need more help, come before, after school, during lunch, during class. I'll be happy to give you a hand.